Hey, family, welcome to Keep It Raw. My name is Ravel. For you that's coming for the first time, thank you. For you that's returners, again, thank you as well. Continue to come, make sure you subscribe, and please make sure you hit that like button and hit that button notification so you get the messages as they come. Thank you for coming, but I want to dive into the message today about traits of a virtuous woman. We live in an hour where relationship channels going to become like reality shows, entertainment, and people saying stuff for likes. I'm not here for that. I'm here because I felt led by God, and I started off one way, and God reminded me to turn people back to Him. And He helped me to understand that the relationship that man is to have with women is the same relationship man was to have with him. It's just a replica. And so when you're in a relationship, you got to understand, is it ordained and directed by God, or you just have a connection? And if you only have a connection, you got to consider the connector. And so God wants people to look to Him. And so He likened the whole Bible about a relationship. And that's why you hear about Christ being the bridegroom and He's coming for a bride. And so He likened it to a relationship. And so He's giving me insight into that. And He wants me to point people back to Him. So you'll hear me saying things. It's like, are you talking about relationship, or you talking about the Bible, or you talking about church, or what are you talking about? Well, God helped me to see that they all connect together. And so what is a virtuous woman? A virtuous woman is a woman that is good, that's moral, honorable. She's an example. And so are you an example, or you're trying to be like everybody else? You can't be like the crowd and then wondering why people treat you like the crowd. You want to be treated different, you have to be different. And that means to be just you. Don't put no unnecessary pressure on yourself. So stop focusing on others and understand that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. You're made the way God wants you to be made. Now, you may feel you need to get in the gym, or you can improve, do that. But stop comparing yourself to other people, because that's going to drain your bones. It's going to stress you out, and you're going to feel left out. So stop doing it. And some of you are single and you're frustrated. Some of you are single and you're going through a stage of learning and getting acquainted with yourself. That's fine. But some of you that's frustrated, you don't have to stay single. God have somebody for you. But His thing is, it's not them that need to get ready. You need to get ready. Because, see, He want to present you as a bride. The same way with the church. Jesus is ready. He's waiting for the bride to get herself ready. And at some point, the time going to come where it's going to be said, the bride have made herself ready. And so back to the regular, you have to get yourself ready. Don't worry about the person. It don't take a hard thing for God to bring the right person to you. The issue is He needs you to get ready. And so He will help you to get ready, and He'll give you the grace to get ready. So if you need to get in that gym, get in that gym. If you need to improve in some area, and start improving in some area, whatever it is, don't stress yourself out and stop getting in these worthless relationships one after the next. It's yo-yo dating and get nowhere with it. Get yourself together first, because men technically are like predators. That can be a good thing because they're hunter, or it can be a bad thing where they're vicious and so forth, because they hear things that you don't think they're hearing, and they looking to see if you're consistent with what you say. And be careful giving your pass, because they're listening. They're not going to tell you, but they're listening to what you're saying and how they compare to what you're presenting yourself as. And when they see you as a fake, they're going to play that game with you, and you're going to be left with an empty bag. And you wonder, well, why? What happened? Either they're just not the right person, and you're going to have to accept that and move on and learn what you need to learn and move on. But what is a virtuous woman? Again, she's a person that's moral, she's clean, and I don't mean just outwardly, but inwardly. Her thoughts, her thinking, the way she carry herself is of class, and so forth. And some people think because they got a nice car and wear nice clothes and have an expensive purse, they have class. That don't make you classy. That just make you just a person with nice things. But you have to represent that. What happened if your internal part is like that, have quality things and so forth? So men are looking for the quality within. He's not going to say that. He may not articulate that, but he's looking for the quality within. And so the Bible tells us who can find a virtuous woman, for her worth is far above rubies. So her value is what's important. Who can find? So it's a lot of women out here that are good women, but the issue become, is she a virtuous woman? That's a little different than the women that's maybe around you. So don't compare yourself with the crowd, because a virtuous woman going to stand out from the crowd. It's something a little bit different about her, something a little bit special about her. And that's why man will decide to make you the one versus one of the ones, one of many. You become the one because there's something about you that stands out outside of no telling how many women he may have had. Something is extra special about you. So who can find a virtuous woman? So this is not something you just stumble upon, but you're looking. So men are in a looking stage always. And so they're looking. And so don't try to cater to their lust and what they're looking for. Just be you, because he's going to find, even in the midst of the crowd, he's going to see it's something different about her. He's going to start telling his friends and so forth, because he's going to know you're a virtuous woman and your worth is far above rubies. So let your worth be more important than your internal worth be more important than your external worth. So again, Proverbs 31:29 say, many daughters have done virtuous, but you excel them all. So that's something special about you, different than other women. And so keep that in mind. Back to being virtuous, what that means, it's a difference between being good and great. So some of you said, well, I'm a good woman. Yeah, you may be, but for the right man, you can't be the same way you've been with every other man. There's something special about him, and that's something special about you. It becomes magical when God is the one that's orchestrating it. But when God is not, and you just got a connection, watch that connection, because you got to watch the connector. So keep that in mind. Now, fine, that's a difference between being fine and finer. So I'm trying to help you understand a virtuous woman. That's a difference between good versus excellent. And so you have to be better than the rest. When he meets you, you're going to be better than everybody else he have ever met. And that's what's going to make him decide you are the one. So a virtuous woman is somebody that's wonderful. She's awesome. And this is not to everybody, but you're awesome to the person, the right guy. You high class. And you're not high class because you drive an expensive car, you wear nice clothes, or you got an expensive purse. That does not mean anything. That's why you have a lot of successful women with big houses. They by themselves. Your quality, your high class have to be about your character, your attitude, the way you carry yourself, the way you see things. And you different than the ones around you. There's something high class about the way you think, how you hold yourself. That don't mean arrogance, because that's a female form of arrogance that's worse than men. Men have a outward aggressive arrogance. Women have an internal arrogance. I'm not talking about arrogance. I'm talking about quality of mind. Your mindset is that I'm a lady, and my view of being a lady is being quality, being wholesome, being right, doing right things. That don't mean you haven't done dirt in the past or done things. That don't mean that, but it means that you still hold yourself to a high standard. So you're first rate, you're first class, you high quality, and there's something about you that's divine. When he meets you, there's something that's so right about you that he's going to decide out of the women he have dealt with, something that's so special about you that you're the right one. He's going to check all the boxes in his head that he's not going to tell you about, because he's listening to what you're saying. He's comparing that to what you're presenting, and he's going to decide if you're the one. And so try to be as consistent to who you present yourself to be versus who you say you are, and then align everything with that. Don't go into this guy played you, he did this. Get rid of all that bad energy. Get rid of all that negativity. Get your energy right, your spirit right, and start doing things differently. And so, again, many daughters have done virtuous, but again, you excel beyond them all. And so understand and that a virtuous woman is a person that's an example. Stop being like everybody else. Stop comparing yourself to female rappers and stuff. Stop comparing yourself to Hollywood. Be who you are. Find somebody that you can learn from. Stop trying to be like your friends, changing your body parts and all this foolish stuff, and being like the housewives of Atlanta and all of that foolish. And so the Bible tells us a foolish woman is clamorous. What does that mean? That means she's loud, she's rowdy, she got this masculine energy, she's demanding, she carries drama with her, and some of you think that's character. That's not character. No man want to deal with that. He may stay around because it's entertaining, it's something that's tantalizing to the mind, but at the end of the day, you're not going to check all the boxes. And that's why some of you are single and you don't understand why. Because you think, oh, I thought he was really feeling me. He was. For the time being, it was a good connection, but it was the wrong connector. And so you're going to have to make sure that, and some of you have learned to be that way because of past failures with relationships. And so now you're overly assertive. Don't change who you are. Just be better, be wiser, but don't change who you are. Just be better, expand, go deeper, get a great understanding of what you like and don't like. And then you pray and trust God to bring you the right person. And he will. He will. He promised to, if you delight yourself in him, he will give you the desires of your heart. He's going to get you the right person. He created women to be a helpmeet. It don't matter how much you make. It don't matter what position you have. And that's great that you have accomplished things, but that have nothing to do with you being a wife. You have to leave all that stuff aside and still tend to your man. And if you won't, you're not going to have a man. You deserve to be all by yourself. But instead of doing that, why don't you decide that you're going to be the best version of you and don't be a clamorous woman? Stop trying to talk and be aggressive like men and overly assertive all in their face. Nobody want that. And you see some of the videos where the wife at the wedding, she done broke it all the way down. She dancing, she all on the floor and all of this. And some people think that's cool. And every time I see that, I'm like, you need to leave her where she's at. Send her back. And so, but that's to each his own. But that's a clamorous woman when I see it. Stop imitating the world and imitate the righteousness of God, righteous women, and so forth. Because the right man, he's going to see that. He done seen beautiful women. In Proverbs 31:30 says, beauty is vain, but a woman that fears the Lord shall be praised. Some people think that beauty is everything, and that's a lot of beautiful women, successful women, that cannot keep a man. Because beauty is great to have, but then at some point, what does your character says about you? What type of class are you within? What's your attitude? Because you run into some beautiful people that's beautiful outside, but inside the attitude is terrible. And if you're like that, you need to stop putting your confidence in your beauty and put that aside and start focusing on your internal qualities of being a lady. How well do you treat men? Have men played you in the past and now you see all men as bums? Have your father treated you a certain way, or your friends done told you so much about men that you just despise men, that they all bums and dirty? They're not all bums and dirty. There are some out there, but there's some good men out there. The same way women have done dirty things, but all women are not dirty. And so that's clouding your view. Clear your mind of all of that and stop putting your confidence in your external looks and focus it on your internal qualities. That should be your badge of honor, not your hair. Not, oh, I have an expensive purse, I wear nice clothes, I got a expensive car. None of that mean nothing. And that's why some of you still don't have a man. And I'm not saying that to be condescending. I'm saying that because I want to provoke you to say, let me do something different. I want you to start praying. I want you to start doing things that make you feel good about yourself, get your energy right, your spirit right, because when you walk around and frustrated and bitter, that's not a good look. It's not a good look. And so, but when you feel good about yourself, you prayed up, your energy is good, your past is the past. People that have played you in the past, put that stuff out of your system. Don't walk around with that, because men are hunters and they'll sniff that out. And you'll start telling them about what this dude did. He's not hearing about what the dude did. He's hearing about what you accepted. And he now put you in a category that you're not high class because you allowed this to happen or you allowed this to take place. And he put you in a different category and you done ruined the whole thing. Stop carrying on about your past, except once you get to know the person, you can tell them more. Tell them the good things, that the last relationship ended because it didn't work out right. period, and move on with it. And then as you gain trust, tell them more and so forth. But the traits of a virtuous woman is traits of excellence. And that don't mean you have to be perfect. Don't put that pressure on yourself. Just be the best you. And that starts from within. Stop looking at the external. Start looking at the internal. How do you deal with disappointments? How do you deal when you're frustrated? Do you tear the man down? Do you call him all out his name? Call him weak? When you start talking to men wrong and you start disrespecting them, that's number one in their book. You done lost your man. Even if he's still around for another year, 2 years, he don't respect you and he's going to leave. Men expect respect. And when a lady start talking a certain way to a man, he's not going to respect you. Even if he hang around for different reasons, he's not going to respect you. And the right lady come along because you're not the right one talking to him like that. And so if you're dealing with somebody you can't respect and you have to go all into snapping off like that with, it's time for you to start looking for an exit door. That's Mr. Wrong. And you becoming Mrs. Wrong. And so you got two people connected that shouldn't even be in the same city, that probably shouldn't be in the same room, and God forbid the same bed. And so it's time to look to God about it.